We good? Welcome back, Slam, to another video. I know this one is coming to you guys a little bit late, but welcome back to another video of our series called The Story Of, and today we'll be talking about the story of my close friend and one of my best men at my wedding, Jonathan Harkless. Just call him John, though.
Yeah,
Jonathan.
I mean, that's kind of normal.
If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, turn on all so that you get all of our notifications when we turn on or upload our videos. Hit the like button, comment down below.
I want you to smack that like button.
Like I said, we got a game that we're about to do right now, and you guys can play along, so put it down in the comments. Even if you wanted to comment whatever's on your mind, put it down in the comments. Let's have a conversation started in the comments. Please appropriate. Please, thank you. Please and thank you.
Please and thank you.
But we're gonna go ahead and get into this game. All right, John.
I'm not ready.
All right. So basically, what the game is I played this with Colin, and what we're gonna do is it's called Choose One. I'm gonna give you two options, and you have to choose one. So for the first couple, you're able to take your time, think about it for a second, and then answer.
Okay.
And then for the second. We got the speed round, and that's when you gotta just go off the top of your head right away.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna go into regular for now. So,
right.
Pepsi or Coke?
Recently, I've been on the Coca-Cola vibe.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gross.
I've been drinking Mountain Dew though, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But if I had to choose a cola, Coke. I think I like Coke better now.
Okay. Pizza or burgers?
Oh. Why is that such a big? Like that's a big question. I'd probably have to go with burgers, but like pizzas are like go-to. Like there's more broad of a spectrum.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
But I do enjoy burgers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Movies or TV shows?
Movies. That's not a question. Yeah, I don't like TV shows.
I mean, it is a question.
Okay, sorry. Choose one. My bad.
Yeah. Basketball or football?
Basketball.
Basketball?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Restaurant or home cooked meal?
Who's cooking the meal?
You asked the same question that Colin asked.
I mean,
same question.
That's true. I did hear that. I don't know. Like, is it like? Give me a setting. Like, are there my friends? Like, if I'm going out with the boys, what am I doing?
It is. All right. If we're taking it like that.
Okay. Yeah. Like
you're with friends.
Okay.
And you either get a home cooked meal.
Yeah.
Or you go out to a restaurant.
I'm going out to a restaurant.
You're going out to a restaurant?
I think so. Yeah.
All right.
I think that's fine.
Cool. All right. Dog or cat?
Dog.
Dog. Fantastic.
No shade out the cat people though. No shade.
Yeah. Cats aren't terrible.
No, I like cats.
Dogs are just better. Yeah. iPhone or Android?
Android. No. I definitely iPhone. Definitely iPhone. Come on now.
As you got an Apple Watch on this
Android.
wrist. All right. Chocolate or candy? What I mean by this is like chocolate,
I got you.
Snickers, Kit Kat,
I'm
and
a
then
candy
candy.
fan. I got you.
Yeah.
I think I have to go candy.
Yeah.
I don't eat a lot of chocolate.
Yeah, I figured. I figured. I just want to say that
You got one wrong.
I got one wrong.
Yeah.
Do you know which one it was?
It was one of the first ones.
Yeah, it was a Pepsi or Coke.
Yeah, Pepsi or Coke.
I thought you picked Pepsi. So
No, like Cola. I've been messing with Coke more. Pepsi just has a weird aftertaste. I don't mess with it.
Yeah, it makes your teeth kind of gritty.
Yeah.
You ever get that feeling,
I don't
Jeff?
like where you try to close your mouth and
It's like rubs on your teeth, but it tastes
it's like chewing
better.
off styrofoam.
But it tastes better.
Keep moving.
It tastes
I
better.
can't agree.
It tastes
I
better.
can't.
Man, now you got me thinking. Never
My
mind.
bad.
No,
Yeah,
okay.
all
right, speed round. Okay, so this round, I got 5 of them for you.
Okay.
All right, and you have to answer right away. There's no pauses. As soon as I get done with the second option, you got to answer. All right.
Okay.
Whitey's or Dairy Queen?
Whitey's.
Jordan or Nike?
Nike.
Rap or country?
Country.
Netflix or Hulu?
Netflix.
Big house or nice car?
Big house.
All right, cool.
Boom, boy.
You know what? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got all those right. Yeah.
I mean, I do like
too
rap.
sure about
though.
that. Yeah, I know.
But
That's
it
the
was
one
just
I was like,
I've been listening to more country, so that's why it came
dude,
out.
and No, I'm not even gonna put that out there.
Nah, just keep moving.
We're just gonna keep that on the DL for now.
Farmer Devin.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
Jeff. You know what, dude? Leave. I am not no. I know.
He said, "Hold on, you gotta turn around the Nike hat real quick. You gotta make sure that
Dude,
bill's nice and curved
I
for you
wanna
real
do
quick."
I even
I'm
want to do
just
it.
playing. I'm just playing.
Do I even want to do it? No,
Nah,
we'll
you're good,
keep
you're
it there.
good, you're good, you're good.
Y'all don't get to see what's on the other side of this hat. We'll just keep it here for now. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna go into our next segment, which is basically gonna be talking about John's story. We just have
Question.
generalized questions that we ask you, that we answer off of, and you can segue into different conversations as we please. So again, if you're interested on coming on here, this is how we're going to be doing it. And then you can be as open as you'd like to. We're not going to cut it out because we think that you're being too raw.
that
We want it to be raw and we want it to be real. So first thing I want to ask you is, what was your life like before Jesus?
Ooh, before Jesus, let's see. Honestly, before Jesus, I think. So I grew up in Rock Island. I don't know. That's got a lot of bad names to it, but really, like, I wasn't all that bad. I was never into like the big gang stuff. I always like pretty much strayed away from that stuff. I was always a really mature kid, I felt like, and I was always told that. I don't know. It's kind of like the same with girls. Like I liked girls, but I didn't really talk to a lot of girls or different things like that. I pretty much stayed to myself. I always had the goal of like saving myself for marriage, just because. But going through that, of course, growing up where I lived, I lived down by Whitewater Junction. A lot of pressure down there. I don't know how to put
Pressure
that.
because like water?
Yeah. But I don't know, like, there's a lot of drug involvement. I didn't really smoke a lot of weed either. I mean, I guess I did. I'd smoke more than someone who doesn't. So
Right.
I mean, I don't know.
It just takes one time to smoke more than someone
Yeah,
who
it
doesn't.
takes
So,
one
I mean,
No, it was just numerous times. I mean, it's something I don't do anymore. Something I don't really promote. I got friends who do, and that's okay. You know, it's their life. But it's something I cut out of mine because it's like my family has a very addictive history, and it's a very like easy thing to become a habit and to become addicted to. So I had to cut that out. But yeah, I mean, really wasn't all that crazy. You know, broke into a couple abandoned houses when I was real young. We used to run around with slingshots. That was pretty dope. Running around with some slingshots, breaking windows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I
my bad, my
understand
bad.
that.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I totally understand that. Yeah. There's probably stuff I should not say over the
Right, like,
but,
there's just stuff that
there's
happened
there's
that shouldn't
things
have
that
happened.
that's happened,
Yeah.
that's very similar in my aspect, but I don't want to be held against who I am now for,
Right,
for
right,
what happened. So
right.
I don't want that to be blown
What I
out of
still can't get
proportion.
over is that you used to hang out with people that I grew up with.
No, okay, if you guys didn't know,
Yeah.
crazy fact that we learned was that me and John actually went to the same pediatrician,
That's true.
Dr. Tuzan.
Yep.
And we didn't figure that out till a couple years ago, but it's crazy.
That's
And
crazy.
he also lived in Milan Manor, which
Yeah.
is also where I grew up at. And we both know like the same people and the same friends, but only met each other like how many years ago? Like
Five years ago.
Was it like 5 years ago?
Yeah, here at church about 5 years ago.
Wait, when was 5 years ago? 2015?
15? Yeah.
My junior year?
Yeah.
It wasn't before that?
It was my sophomore
No,
year.
Yeah, it was, your sophomore.
So
Yeah,
it was
2015.
It was my junior year then.
Yep. It was like beginning of your junior year. Something like that.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. Because I didn't
Dang, I thought
Yeah.
it was before that. I didn't know it was my junior year of high school.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense,
Yep.
but
You started getting more involved with the church around there and different things like that.
yeah, I was still a stupid kid in my junior year, though.
I mean,
I was still a dumb kid. I was still a
Yeah.
dumb kid, dude. Oh my gosh, it was high school. But yeah, man.
yeah.
Well, one thing that we kind of lead into from there is
Mhm.
like, what were some problems or struggles that you had to deal with without Jesus?
Oh.
So this is like without having that comfort or knowing that Jesus is behind you during these problems or situations.
Yeah, like looking back now, even within the last few years of my life, just realizing like where I was missing God, what areas was I missing God, or were I missing God, whatever that is. Just like being a man of God and what that looks like through all struggles and through all things, and just understanding like the weight that was carried in with hurts and damage from being a child, and then taking on a life with Christ and knowing what it looks like to live that life. There's a lot of damage and different things done with parents and just the way you grew up and things that you struggle with in the past, like such as drugs. That's something that you become very lenient on, or you can be, and you don't realize how that affects your life in different areas. Like, what were you looking for when you went to go do a drug? What was the purpose in hanging out with these certain people? Like, why did you feel like you had to do that? And a lot of times you're just searching for yourself. And it's like, and with Jesus, you find yourself in him. Jesus shows you more of who you are. You don't have to go find your friends. You don't have to go find drugs. You don't have to go find alcohol. You don't have to go find your confidence in a woman or in a man or just anybody. You know, you're finding your confidence in God. You're finding your security in God. You're finding security in his word. And you're finding security in just yourself. Like, you're learning more of yourself. And that's something I didn't really understand. And it took me a while to figure that out. It's kind of a deeper subject, and it takes a while to get a hold of. But that was like some things that I was like battling with is a lot when I was younger, is not knowing who I was and not knowing what my purpose was. God was always there, in and out. I went to Bible school and stuff when I was little, like real little. And I've jumped around from different churches to different churches just trying to find out where I connected the most. But so the question was, so what were some problems or struggles
that you had to deal with without
that I had
Jesus?
to deal with without Jesus?
Before you go into that, I did want to bring up a point. Earlier you had brought up the fact that you have some friends that are involved in drugs right now, which are also my friends.
Yes,
you know,
yeah.
we're not naming names, obviously, but we got some friends that do that. And I think one thing that students seem to take out of proportion is like we always teach this. You have to pick your friends wisely. You have to choose your friends wisely, right? And I think that's very true. You need to surround yourselves with people that are going to encourage your relationship with Jesus. But I think one thing that they misunderstand is the fact that they feel like they have to cut off those people.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, you know, that friend, you know, may do drugs or may do alcohol or may do this stuff, so I don't want to be involved in their life. But when you have your relationship with Jesus, it's not necessarily cutting off those people the way that you may think about it.
Right.
When we tell you that, like, you know, we need to cut off people in our life, it's cut them off in a way where they're going to influence us. So it's like, obviously, I'm not going to intentionally go over to that person's house when I know he's smoking weed. or drinking alcohol. And I'm not going to go there intentionally around that time to be around that stuff and tempt myself. But I will invite him to come to the movies or go out to eat or do these things and still be his friend.
Absolutely.
And I think that students now lose a lot of friendships that can actually be led to Jesus if they kept them, but just set boundaries with their friendship. Yeah. So that's just something that popped into my head that I felt like needed to be said.
Yeah. So. No, I agree. That's something that God's really put on my heart is like to be honest, my relationship with my dad. It was something that I struggled with, and it's like, how do you have that connection? You know, when I thought I was following Jesus, I had a lot of hurts and different things I was dealing with, and my dad was never a good influence, so I cut him out for a couple of years. You know, I may have lived there. There's a few church families that I lived with that I was very thankful for, and I'm grateful that I did because I learned a lot through it. And but now I live back with my dad, and I have for like off and on for like the last year or so. But I had to rebuild that relationship, and even though I had all those hurts, and my dad struggles with alcoholism and different things like that, it was something that I didn't want to be a part of. So in the same manner, I had friends who struggle with things that I didn't want to be a part of, and that's okay. Like, it's okay to still have that connection, still have the connection of being friends with them, but you like you said, you have to cut out that influence. I had to find, and it's difficult with a parent too, because you have to like allow them to still be a parent.
Yeah.
But with the friends, you just cut off that influence. It's not now I absolutely have to push them towards Jesus, otherwise they're not my friend.
Right.
It's I have to let them learn who they are now. It's like I've found myself, now they need to find themselves, and I'm gonna be here when they do.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna push them that direction.
I feel like the best way, like with connecting with those people who don't have a relationship with Jesus, that you still may be friends with, like I have certain coworkers and things like that who are nowhere near the relationship with Jesus.
Right.
And yes, whenever the opportunity comes about, I'm going to talk about Jesus. I'm going to talk about the church. I'm going to talk about these things.
Yep.
But I think the thing that connects most with the people who may not know Jesus like that is just listening to them.
Yeah.
And not judging them for everything that they do.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because it's like there's a lot of people who are like, oh yeah, I ran into this dude at North Park that I haven't seen in so long, and he goes up to me, he goes, what's up, Dad? How you doing? I'm like, what's up, bro? What's up? How you doing? He goes, good. Hey, let me get your number. I was like, I got you. So I gave him my number. He goes, so you still smoke weed? I'm like, no, dude, no, I don't. Like, I don't smoke weed anymore. He goes, oh, for real? I'm like, no, dude. He goes, what you been doing? And I told him, I'm like, I'm starting this transition into a youth pastor at my church and turn my life around for Jesus and all this other stuff. And right before that conversation, he was telling me how he went to a party and how this girl fell off of a balcony and hit her head and all of this stuff. And I didn't sit there and be like, oh, dude, you probably shouldn't be partying, or that's why you shouldn't be there in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, because those are the type of people that, like the Christians that, I don't know, some Christians may get sensitive over this, but it's like,
it's kind of touchy.
they're Christians that are like, oh, well, you shouldn't have done that, or blah, 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 or blah, blah, blah. That's not how you approach those type of people.
No.
Because they're going to be like, oh, wow, they're just a judgmental Christian, and I'm never talking to that person again. So instead, it's like you say something like, oh, man, I can't believe that happened. I'll definitely be praying for it.
Right.
Because then you're still involving Jesus,
you're still
and it's still brought into the conversation, but you're not judging that person for being at the place that they were at.
Right.
But it was so funny because after I told him, he was like, oh, man. He goes, I really just told a whole story to a youth pastor. I was like, dude, it's cool. I was like, I'm not going to judge you like that. But, again, people are so easy to judge someone's personality based off the things that they do.
Yeah.
Like, our close friend, again, who I'm not going to name,
I know.
does stuff that's wrong.
Right.
But he is a great person.
Oh, yeah.
Kind-hearted,
100%.
loving, and one of the nicest people you'll talk to.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But it's like, he does stuff that probably shouldn't be done.
But
we're not going to sit there and judge him
No.
for him. Otherwise, I want to have the relationship I have with him
Right
now. And I'm glad that I have that
absolutely.
relationship.
Yeah. I wouldn't change that. Yeah. I mean, the only thing I would change is maybe if he decided to follow God a little bit more. I mean, he's still, and that's the thing though, is I've seen growth in him, and it's like it's not through pressuring him. It takes time, and it's not something. You
And
can
it's
force.
not major growth.
No.
Like, I think that's
Everyone's
another
like,
problem
"You need to
that
fall on your face."
that people see is like, they're like, oh well, Jesus is. We teach kids and students, reach your friends, reach the people close to you, reach the families, and they think that in order to be successful in reaching someone, there has to be a drastic, big change right at that moment.
Right.
And they got to realize that that's not the case.
Yeah.
It's like, if it was that easy, then it's like we would just walk up to people instead of telling you to go do it, and we'd be like, hey, change your life for Jesus.
Everybody's trying to place these mountains instead of planting these mustard seeds.
That's what I'm saying. It's
like, no, that doesn't work like that.
And it's going to be a lot more rewarding when you take the time and you put it in, and
you're going to have a lot more friendships.
And you see those little growths.
Yeah.
Because then you start getting excited.
Yeah.
And you start seeing those seeds being planted and the things growing from those seeds. And then you're like, yeah, Jesus, I see you working now. It's like you're not wasting. I haven't been wasting my time with my friendship.
Right? It's not a waste of time.
Yeah.
And you get a good friendship out of it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But back to
back
your
to
story.
the
back to your story. So when did you start your relationship with Jesus?
Ooh, I still remember this day. I kind of like called back because I'm like, man, like where did I actually start? Because like I said, all throughout, everybody gets this big misconception of like, oh, I went to church, so that's when it started. It's like, no, there's so much more. Like, when did your relationship start? Not where did you where did you hear about Jesus? It's like I can hear about my friend, like about my friend's friend, but never actually build a relationship with that person. And we can have.
I hear about my grandma's grandma.
My grandma's
my
grandma.
uncle's cousin.
Yeah, like you can have those short meetings with a person and not have a relationship with them.
Right.
I mean, obviously this is not, I'm just saying God, not person, but
Yeah.
like I finally had that relationship start to build. It was when I came here. Actually, I was dating a girl at the time, and I honestly came here because that's what she was doing. But I was also friends with Sam Willis.
Yep.
I mean, so that kind of influenced me as well to come, and I'd been asking around trying to come, but I was dating a girl at the time, and I showed up here because of that. And through that, I came consecutively, multiple times. And I have a really big heart for worship. Something just about praising God. And it doesn't have to be words. It can just be somebody just singing a note and holding it, or just having that connection of just like all the weight lifting off. And it's a prayer language for me. It's just that's what it is. And for everybody, it's different, and it's okay if you don't feel that way. But that's where I had an encounter for the first time with God, and it was during a song called "Good Good Father." Obviously, I've talked about damage and stuff, but it's a really basic song that we look over a lot now. Even I do after hearing it so many times. And I mean, nobody's heard it in a long time, though.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it's just so hard.
Sorry.
But good Father, like I said. So, anyways, yeah, I had my first encounter with God, and I didn't know what it was at first. I was just like, I just had this weight lift off of me, and I had a tingling sensation through my body, and I started uttering. It wasn't even words or gibberish. It was just like a stutter almost in my mouth, and I was just in the presence, like shaking, just like so weak, and I just had like this feeling of feeling loved for the first time, and my body just got really warm, and people started praying over me and stuff, and it was intense. And through that's where my relationship started, because it's not like boom, I got saved and everything was perfect.
Right.
It was like, no,
Right.
this has been a journey. Let me tell you, I've gone through some things and done things I shouldn't have done, and things that I wish I could change.
Yeah.
But it's all part of who you are, and he's going to do it at your speed. You know, he's going to do what you need to do when it needs to happen.
Right.
But we all have choices and consequences and all these things.
Yeah. And I mean, that's why we want to ask, like,
Yeah.
when did you start your
Right, when did I
relationship
start?
with Jesus?
Oh, yeah, I
Because-
didn't give a date on that yet.
Because it's like, when we ask this question, it's not, when did you start to have a perfect life? Because
When did you
that's
start to
never
live this
going to
way?
happen.
And that's, yeah. And
It's
that's
like, yeah, Jeff's still
just
waiting.
looking at his time, yeah. And that's for like you guys to think about too. Is like, you know, it's not about living a perfect life.
Yeah.
It's when did you start? And everyone starts somewhere.
Yeah, like I started my relationship with my wife 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But it's not a perfect relationship.
Right. Right.
But I started it 4
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
So it's like, obviously, you know, when we start our relationship with Jesus, there's going to be setbacks.
Yeah.
There's going to be things. And one of the biggest misconceptions that I had for myself is like having that feeling, like you're saying, like you had for the first time when you started your relationship with Jesus.
Yeah.
Is I took that into effect of I had to have that feeling every time.
Every time.
Otherwise, I wasn't close with Jesus.
Yeah.
And I remember it was like 2 years ago, I actually talked to Billy about this, and I was like, hey, and I don't even know if he remembers this conversation, because it was like on Wednesday night for like a quick 5 minutes, but it had such an impact on me. But he was like, I told him, I said, man, I said, I'm in such a dry area right now, like, I can't feel anything.
Yeah.
Like, I can't feel his presence. I can't feel him during worship. I feel like I'm just singing words. I can't feel anything. And he goes, sometimes in our relationship with Jesus, he's calling us to be faithful even without feeling.
Yeah.
And it's like, that hit me so hard, because it's like, so true.
Yep.
It's like, because now I'm basing my faith off of feeling. And if I don't feel it, then where's my faith at?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So then it was like, oh, dude, it hit me so hard. And I was like, okay, so I don't need to feel it. I just need to be
just need to do
faithful.
it, yeah.
Eventually, you know, Jesus will show that his
Yeah.
presence is there. But I just need to be faithful and not rely on the feeling.
Yeah, I've had to read a few books, because that's something I've struggled with in my relationship.
Yeah.
Because feeling abandoned, or my biggest fear is being alone. And it's a very unhealthy fear because it ruins you. Like, you feel like you have to have friendships, like relationships. I don't know, a lot of different things. And a lot of times it brings you to fear that God has left you, that the Spirit has left you. And so you're like, for me, I've struggled with like the feeling, like, why am I not feeling this any longer? Why am I not seeing this, God? What's going on? Why are you not speaking to me? What did I do wrong? Like, what did I do? And it's and you go through these seasons, and even Jesus went through a season where he seeked, and it's being lost in the wilderness. You go into the wilderness and you're just seeking, and you're not always going to get a response. You feel abandoned. You feel lost. You're just walking through the darkness, and you're like, where is the way out? But God is with you the whole time. He's sitting there watching you.
Right.
And it's, like you said, a call to faithfulness.
Mm-hmm.
You're away from the feelings. You're away from all these earthly things, and you're now pursuing spiritual things. And the spiritual realm is a big thing, and it's impactful, and it's serious, and it's something that you have to chase, and you have to know that you know that you know. And God's not going to abandon you unless he knows. And he's going to have moments where he's going to come into your life again and be like, here's a little seed. Here you go. Yeah. Here's a little rain. Here's a little rain. Here's a little rain. And just like overwhelming you. And it's great. And I'm grateful to be here and grateful to learn what I've learned. And yeah. So I started my relationship with God, I think about my sophomore year.
Sophomore year?
Yeah, it was about the same time. So that was, I graduated 2018. 2015 is what we said.
Yeah. That's 5 years ago?
Yeah.
2015? Yeah, it's 2020. I don't know why that's so hard. I don't know why I'm struggling so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, since starting your relationship with Jesus, what are some things that you've overcame or have had a lot easier time with since your relationship had started?
Yeah. Man, that's crazy. I've kind of talked about a lot, but something I don't struggle with at all anymore is smoking weed. Like, sometimes people will offer it to me, but I'll just be like, no, like, I don't have an interest in it. I don't have an interest in not being myself. And that's something that took time, and there have been times where I've been tempted. And there's been times where I haven't been perfect. And there's also other things like sexual things. Just struggling. And part of that comes with struggling with who you are. Mm-hmm. You want to find yourself in someone else. You want to find your happiness in something else. And just learning, like, through relationships and knowing who God is and who you are in God. Of, like, how do I find myself? And where do I find myself? Just knowing what's healthy. And mentors. I am a person who doesn't have a lot of mentors, but I have a lot of great friends and friends with parents and different things like that who care about me. I know I keep slapping the table. Hope the mic picks that up. Just having people who are just faithful, and your friends who are with God and that are willing, that you can just vent to. Like Devin, I can always talk to Devin about anything. It could be the worst thing ever. And I could talk to Devin, and he'd look at me just like that. Just do that little head nod and just be like, it's okay. I mean, yeah, you messed up. And sometimes you need to hear that you messed up. And I think that's what's helped me grow the most, is like when people tell me, like, you've messed up, but it's okay, I still love you. Right. It's okay, God still loves you. You haven't lost it all. You're not alone.
I think that's so important, too, because, like, again, people get this weird misconception that when you start your relationship with Jesus, everything is good from here on out.
Yeah.
There's no more nothing. There's no more. You're no more addicted to anything like that. It's just not how it is.
Of Life 99.
Yeah.
We can get you.
It's like, for free, we can get you a perfect life. No, that's not.
Life.
That's not how it works.
Call it on the screen.
Yes, you have a relationship with Jesus for free.
Yeah.
It is for free, but there comes with, obviously, sacrifices.
Yeah.
that you have to be willing to give up. But one thing that I think is good for students to hear is the fact that you are still tempted with things.
Yeah.
Because you guys have to realize that temptation itself is not a sin.
Right.
It's the act upon temptation.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you get tempted and you decide to fall into it.
Yep.
Being tempted is not a sin. So if somebody came up to me right now and was like, Devin, smoke this, and I'm tempted and I'm like, nah, I'm good, I didn't sin. I was tempted, I didn't sin. I said no.
Yep.
You see? And I think people are like, oh, if I'm tempted to do this, I've already sinned. And,
Right.
and that's some.
Jesus was tempted.
Yeah, Jesus was tempted as well.
Yeah.
And that was something I personally struggled with.
Yeah.
It's because when I started this relationship with Jesus, I had the relationship at a young age. Yeah, we're done with those questions, so you can turn the phone off.
Okay. Oh, my bad.
But no, you're good. I was just letting you know. But at a young age, knowing Jesus, and like playing this whole church role thing, like I was one of those kids. I was one of those kids who played church. You know,
Played
like,
church, yeah. I remember those days.
Yeah, played church. But
Very serious.
it's like when I started wanting to be serious with my relationship with Jesus, it was really hard for me. And the reason why is because I've always known Jesus and I've always had some type of relationship with him.
Yeah.
But I was so easy to just fall into sin.
Mm-hmm.
And when I wanted to be serious and I got tempted by that stuff, it's like instantly in my head I was like, oh, I sinned already because I was tempted.
Right. That is a big misconception.
And
yeah.
and you gotta realize that that's not the case.
Right.
And then so I think that was good that you mentioned that since starting your relationship with Jesus, you've had temptations and you're not perfect, and sometimes people fall.
Yeah.
And it may not be, obviously drugs or alcohol or like that type of stuff.
Right.
But in different areas.
Yeah.
Like you may fall, and that's how it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
We're not perfect. The only way we're perfect is Jesus through us.
Right.
Like I don't know if you guys heard some of Pastor Brad's message Sunday. This was recorded on Sunday, by the way. On Sunday, but he talked about it as well. It's like if they ask you, why should I let you into heaven? It's not because your good outweighs your bad.
Right.
It's because you're perfect through Jesus.
Yeah.
It's something Jeff taught me too when I was young.
Yeah.
I hated Jeff.
Yeah, you did. That was funny. I never really hated Jeff.
No, I
got annoyed
absolutely
with
hated
Jeff.
Jeff. Okay, I wouldn't say absolutely hated, because if I absolutely hate, I want to hang out with him. But I hated Jeff.
Yeah.
And I think it was because he kept me so accountable.
Right.
And I was like, dude, just shut up. Like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
do what I
Jeff's one
wanna
of those
do.
guys. If you want somebody to keep you so accountable, it's annoying, and you might hate him. He's a good guy. Big Jeff.
If you want to sometimes punch somebody in the face and,
Right.
not care, yeah, be friends with Jeff. No,
those people are good to
like
have.
D during Fusion, where he started kick at me and punch.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
punching in
You were
trouble.
there,
Yeah, I was in there, yeah. I was kind of supporting it, but no, I'm just kidding. Get up! But no, accountability is good,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my mind is so boggled. Because it's crazy, I challenge you guys every year, just, think back on where you've been and where you've grown and, what has changed and what do you still need to work on? What is your testimony? Write it out. It takes 5 minutes. Maybe it takes longer, but that's okay.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a really long list, and just try to shrink it down to, the big, impactful things. So even when someone asks, what has God done to change your life? You'll always have that.
Yeah.
And that's something that we're challenged
And-
through ministry.
And your
to do.
story it's a never-ending book.
Right.
Your
It's
story
always
is
gonna be different. It's
never
always gonna
going to
change.
cut off.
Yeah.
If I come back to John in a year and tell him that I want to sit down with him again and talk about his testimony
same thing,
again,
yeah.
there's going to be something new.
Right. Oh, there
And-
better be something new.
Yeah, they're better, because
They're
if you're
better.
not, then you obviously didn't go.
Yeah.
anywhere.
You didn't go anywhere. Something's wrong.
Yeah, there was no growth or seeking in
Yeah.
any of that aspect if you're not anywhere.
Yeah. It's come on now.
But yeah. Oh my gosh.
Leaking, boy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty good. I'm trying to learn how to beatbox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that how we should do the outro?
Yeah, boy. I'm the best. Like I said, I've been doing it for 26 years. So.
Yeah, he told me, I've been doing this for 26 years. Hey, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I've been
Since
doing
I was 12 years old.
Since I was 15,
Oh,
I've been
15,
beatboxing
my
for
bad.
26 years. And they asked me to be in some like championship stuff, but I was like, nah. So I was like, they were respectful because they wanted like competition. And if I would have went in there,
it wouldn't have been the same, no.
I would have walked away every year with a trophy. So.
Right.
That's when the NBA came and gave.
That's when the
Yeah,
NBA
that's when the
came.
NBA came, and
Gave
then the
an extension.
NFL, and then the professional shuffling board team hit me up too.
That was an extensive.
And then we
thought
had
right there. It's like
a football church
champion
league
shuffle.
that was
The
actually going to pay
Olympics.
me $1 million a year.
We got the bags, the Bags USA, the US.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie though,
USBA.
I'm actually pretty decent at bags.
Yeah, that's
okay. I'm actually pretty like this other stuff. I'm messing around a little bit, but bags, I'm like
Yeah, y'all want to work 5 games in a row? We'll beat you.
Yeah, I'm
That's
on an 8-0 game streak right now.
Yeah, that's true.
I haven't lost in 8
And
games. So.
I'm undefeated in Call of Duty.
Oh, I'm dead. Hey, if you guys play Call of Duty,
If y'all want to play some Warzone,
I'm not gonna promise it's gonna happen right away.
yeah. I mean, sometimes we need a quad though.
Yeah, like
Sometimes.
most of the time we have our squad on completely.
Yeah.
But if we're looking for some people, drop your names down in the comment. We only
Get you
play
going.
with PlayStation people.
Yeah, because we gotta have it the party. Because game chat for Warzone sucks.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I would say we usually play with Colin and use game chat, but
he
he's
doesn't play with us anymore. So.
yeah, he love you, Colin.
Yeah. So we have an opening. I'm just playing.
But seriously, if you play Call of Duty,
Yeah, for
drop
real.
down.
In the
We'll
Warzone.
play some.
Drop the tags.
We'll play some. We're not the greatest.
No,
We're
but
pretty decent.
pretty decent.
Pretty decent.
yeah.
We play every night. We're gonna get.
I mean, if you're better than us, please join.
Yeah.
Please
Get
do.
us some dubs.
Get us some dubs.
Justin.
Anybody's wearing a backpack.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're not talking about multiplayer either.
No,
Talking
no,
about
Warzone.
Warzone.
Specifically Warzone.
Warzone. I'll play multiplayer. Only time I'll play multiplayer is get a gun upgraded if I need to.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm playing Warzone most of the time.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, so that was our video for this week. Thank you, John, for coming here
Of course.
and talking and giving your testimony and being vulnerable and being raw
Yeah.
and real, because that's what we want to be as a youth, as leaders and as students. We want to be raw. We want to be real. We don't want to be fake. We
Okay.
want to put it all out there. We want to be an open book. And I want to remind you guys again, if you really want to share your story, I actually had a student, Ben Hempel, who who messaged me the other day, and he wants to give his story. But there's some things going on right now with his family, with one of his family members having a child, so they have to be away from people for a while and going on vacation and things like that. That he's not able to make it here for our YouTube. But what we're going to have him do is make a 2 to 3 minute video, send it to us, and we're actually going to put it on our Instagram TV. That allows us to put on longer clips on our Instagram. So if you want to do something like that, we can do that as well. We'll talk to you over
At Slam QC.
FaceTime or whatever, Zoom. I'm trying to stay away from Zoom, but FaceTime or anything. And we can hear about your story. We can have a recording. Or if you would like to come here onto the YouTube channel, please contact me. I'm not going to put my phone number over the internet, so I'm sorry. You can go to my Instagram. It's ls_boxer. Or you go to
Not
my
is boxer.
yeah, not
LS.
is boxer. Everybody thinks that it's ls
Underscore
for
boxer.
light skin, but ls_boxer. Go DM me on there, or you can DM our Instagram, which is SlamQC, or you can contact us on Facebook, which is Slam Student Outreach, or Devin Jamal Johnson. Just send me a DM. Let me know that you're interested. We'll try to set up a time. I do want to let you guys know that these next weeks coming up, we may have an intermission on this series. Reason why is we're starting to meet in person again. If you guys haven't heard already, this Wednesday from 6:30 to 8:30, we will be having a park event at Stevens Park.
Park.
So if you're able to make it there. Be there at 6:30. There'll be walking tacos, kickball, ultimate
Okay.
frisbee, sand volleyball, basketball,
All the
that
stuff that
all
Devin was a professional at.
Yeah,
will
all
be
the
there.
stuff I won many championships in my 35 years of living.
It'll all be there.
But that stuff will all be there, so that we may take a little intermission. But with that intermission, we're also going to give you guys the breakaway season pass because by now we would have been done with camp already.
Yeah.
Correct?
Not necessarily, because sometimes we go week 2.
True. So we
That's
would
true,
have
yeah.
either been done with camp or leaving
Going to
tomorrow to go for camp.
Yeah.
but
Which is so
obviously,
sad.
I
So sad.
love
I miss
camp.
camp.
I love camp. But we're gonna give you guys somewhat of an experience. They want to let you know, and I want to let you know that this is not replacing camp, and this is not meant to replace camp. It's meant to give you guys still some fruit and some stuff that you can feed off of and learn from. Obviously, they know this is never going to match up what camp actually is. It's like having these great speakers and things like that is fantastic. It's just never going to match up to the experience.
Yeah.
But they want to give you guys something, so we will be providing that for you guys, and we'll let you know more detail on that. But otherwise, we love you guys very much. Thank you for tuning in again. Again, subscribe, hit the subscribe button, hit that like,
Smash the
go down in the comments, put a comment down
Put
there.
a comment in there. Don't forget your gamer tags.
Yeah, don't forget your gamer tags. Follow our
follow us on
Instagram,
Instagram.
SlamQC.
Also an experienced YouTuber.
Yeah,
also
an
experienced
experienced D2J_vlogs. No, I'm just kidding.
DJ_vlogs. All the hype. Slide it in
But
there.
anyways, yeah, for real. Subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're updated on all of our
Bing.
uploads. Hit the like button
Yeah.
and comment down below. Stay tuned for our next video. We love you guys. Thank you for watching.
Much
Peace.
love.